All right, guys. So testing. Can you hear me? Let me just know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, just type a yes on the screen. We start in about 4 minutes. I just want to be sure that everything is working fine. Can you hear me? All right, I see yes there. All right, awesome. So we still have like 4 or 5 minutes before we start. So just give me a few minutes and I will be with you shortly. But while you're waiting, just feel free, introduce yourself, tell us what you do, the type of business you do, because it really helps me to know how to make sure you get the best out of this webinar. So please introduce yourselves, so I get to know who you are. And like I said, in the next 3 minutes, I'll be back with you, okay? So don't go anywhere. All right, guys. So welcome. It's 8 o'clock. And like I said, we're starting exactly 8. Welcome to this webinar. It's going to be an exciting 1 hour. At times we may go over 1 hour, but I can tell you for a fact, you are going to enjoy every bit of this. If you are somebody who has been looking forward to going into export, I can tell you for a fact, this is the webinar for you. Everything I'm going to be doing here is based on years and years of experience in the export business. So I can tell you for a fact, you are in the right place. So while we're waiting, we see a bunch of people. Okay, we already have a huge number of people on already, but more are still joining. So while we're waiting, just introduce yourself, tell me about you, because by telling me, first of all, I want to know where you are watching from. If you are watching from, Lagos, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, wherever it is, let us know. And then most especially, also tell me the business you are in, because it helps me to know if I have more people in farming, typically tweak the presentation to favor those that are in farming. If I have, sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera a little. If I have more people in fashion, I'll talk a little bit more about fashion. So please go ahead, tell me what you do so that you will get the maximum benefit from this event. So I see somebody watching from Ondo State, Nigeria. Welcome. It's good to see you. Somebody else is watching from Lagos. Welcome, Uchechi from Lagos. Who else is there? Anybody from Ghana? We always have a lot of people from Ghana. Anybody from Kenya? Okay, I see people who are into palm oil from Edo State, Nigeria. You are welcome. This is going to be good. You're going to see good examples of people selling palm oil in the export market who started small, but are gradually growing very fast. So somebody says is into home gadget. Awesome. Congratulations on that. So a bunch of people, we are typically going to do, introduction to get to know everybody watching. And then once it is, what do you call it? Once it is 8:05, we'll go into the webinar itself. I'm planning to go into local food export. Favor is from Borno State, Nigeria. Favor, welcome. I'm into food items like ukwa, stockfish. Awesome. You'll get to learn a lot too about what to do and what not to do. So you are all welcome. Nana is a fashion interior designer. I produce flower vases, dry flowers, and art frame. Awesome. Those are things that have huge potential for the export market. Again, welcome. Who else is there? Bara Brewery from Port Harcourt. Welcome. Somebody is into CCTV installation. So again, no matter what it is that you do, I can tell you there is always a business opportunity for those of you that are looking at going into export. So it's almost time. I'm going to start sharing my screen soon. So that we go live soon. So Mr. Olawale is into furniture manufacturing, big business, very good business. If you can get it right, there's a lot of opportunity for those of you in furniture manufacturing in the export business. Somebody is into Afrocentric wares. Awesome. That is Igwe Glory. Welcome, Igwe Glory. A lot of things that you're going to learn today about fashion and exporting and basically how to grow your business in the export market. So again, I'm just waiting. Once it's 8:05, we will start without wasting time. I always give like 5 minutes for people, who are running late to join us so that they don't miss anything. We already have a substantial number of people on the webinar. Thank you all for joining again. It's a pleasure to expose you all to the export business. All right, so I'm going to start sharing my screen so that we can start the webinar right away. Okay, so there I go. So again, thank you all for joining this webinar. The title is Earning in Dollars by Exporting to the USA, Selling on Amazon and other stores using a new solution that requires very little capital. You see, this has been one of the biggest issues facing a lot of African SMEs who are trying to go into export. How do I have that huge capital that you typically see people use to go into export? And then when you're talking about the capital that you see most times, not just about the capital to make the products. You know, a lot of times you have to go and pay for expensive trainings. You know, there are just so many things out there that you need to do. And that's why a lot of people, a lot of African businesses have not been able to go into export because of the type of capital involved. But I can tell you that with what we have put in place over the last couple of years, a lot of you are now jumping into the export wagon because of the low capital requirements. Now, why do you need to go into export? You can quickly grow your company fast, you know, and again, I'm going to show you how to do this without you needing to know the hundreds of export rules typical companies need to know. So what is my goal in this webinar, or what is the goal of Export and Sell? Is basically to help businesses to move from, sorry, let me move this. You know, I really never know where to place this. So my goal is simple: to help SMEs move from $0 a month in export to over $100,000 monthly. Now, this is not something that happens overnight. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that needs to be put in place, because again, to move from $0 to $100,000 a month is possible, is doable. So many companies are doing it, but there are so many things that they have to put in place. You know, first of all, you have what we call the wealth finding, where you determine the type of items you're going to sell, and then you're going to brand it and so many things, and then figure out where to sell it. So we typically help you take this on a month-to-month basis, you know, but again, we are there to support you. Now, if you stay till the end, I always tell people, you know, a lot of people are always in a hurry, but again, let me tell you what you're going to benefit if you stay till the end of this webinar. One, I'm going to show you the secret that big companies who are doing over $100,000 a month, I will show you what they are doing to achieve it. I think that is the goal for everybody. Nobody wants to go into export and remain small. You want to grow and become as big as the big companies that you hear of. And I will show you how to achieve it right now with very little capital. Now, number two, how do I start my export business? Okay, so what products allow me to start with minimum capital? You know, what structure do I need so that I don't need to have something huge, you know, to start my export business? You know, and then I'm going to show you what are those products, 8 unique products, that how you can know 8 unique products to start off with. Now, the third thing I'm going to show you is what I call the practical exporter. You know, I have gone to so many trainings and I see the trainers do not even have practical experience. They just come with theories, things they read online. That is not export. Export is a practical thing. I need to show you, I'll show you how to package, ship, find buyers, and so many things through a free training that you are going to have access to. It's over $1,000 worth of training. And if you stay till the end, I will show you how to get free access to this training. Now, about me, a lot of you may not know about me. What we do, I am with Export and Sell. I'm the MD CEO. And what we do is simple. We help African businesses earn more in dollars via export using a new solution that requires little capital. So again, I'll say it clearly. We help African businesses earn in dollars via export using a new solution that requires very little capital. That is the key, little capital, you know. Now let's, what are some of the things that we have done? We do a lot of training. That's me there, training at the Lagos Business School, teaching businesses how to expand their export business to the USA. We've signed agreements with governments to help businesses grow into export. So we have been in this business for a long time, over 15 years in the export business. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things from a practical point of view. Again, my focus is simple: how to guide SMEs, step-by-step guide on how to increase your export earning. So whether you are starting afresh or you've been in export for a long time, I show you the process to start small and grow big with a focus of reaching over $100,000 on a monthly basis. Now, for those of you who are here, you know, I hate to be on a webinar and I waste people's time. This solution is for you. What I'm going to be talking about today is for you. If you have products you sell now, so if you are one of those who have products, whether it is dried fish or palm oil or clothes or furniture, if you have existing products that you sell now, this is going to be the most beneficial webinar for you. Now, if you don't have products, but you have some capital that you want to use to go into export, and you are ready to learn, ready to find out what to put into export, then this is for you. And then again, if you are one of those who trade from anywhere in Africa, again, remember, we are designing this webinar, this solution for Africans. This is for you. So irrespective of the type of things you are doing, whether it's packaged food, furniture, art and craft, leather, beauty, pet products, woodwork, building materials, fashion, health, and supplements, this is the solution for you. Now, again, like I said, I don't like to waste everybody's time. If you are one of those who is looking to get rich overnight, this is not for you. You are better off now. If you are one of those who are, thinking, oh, could this be a crypto scheme whereby in the next 2 weeks I hit $1 million? This is not for you. This is for those who are ready to learn, those who are ready to focus, those who are ready to build a solid business that will last forever. And again, it is for those who have some level of capital to start an export business. Again, what I'm going to teach you is how to start export with little capital, but at least you need to have something to get started. So why am I doing this? A lot of people always ask me, why are you teaching SMEs? Why are you helping SMEs to find a solution to export? Why are you doing all this? It's very simple. I have seen that there is huge potential in the export business for Africans. So what you see there on the screen, in 2014, sometime in 2014, my mom was, she had cancer, so she came over to the US for treatment. And after the treatment, thank God she's completely healed now. But after the treatment, the nurse told her to go and get soursop leaves and she should dry it and use it to drink tea every morning. And then we started looking for soursop leaves. I found it on Amazon. They were selling it for between $14 and $20, and when I looked at it, I was like, what is this? I remember soursop when I was small in the village. I used to hate going to my grandmother's house. Why? Because she always made us to sweep and pack and burn all the soursop leaves that would have fallen in her compound, and then it hits me. I was like, this is something that a small pack like this is selling for $20. Convert $20 into your local currency. And I was like, wow, we Africans don't know the opportunities we have. And then when I started doing the practice, the calculation, I saw that, look, this has a potential to change the destiny of Africans. If Africans know the potentials of what they have, a lot of you have products around you that you can put into export. You'll be amazed at the number of things that people buy online. Lemongrass, baobab, so many things. There's a leaf they call dogoyaro leaves. All those things are being processed. They are being sold at ridiculous prices online. Now, how did I even start? Because a lot of people will say, oh, have you done this before? Are you one of those? No, I have done this before. This thing you've seen on the screen is how I started the export business. I was in traffic, I was driving in Lagos at one point in time. And then I saw a young lad selling these things, they look beautiful. I told him, bring it. How many do you have? He had about 5. I gave him my office address. He came the next day, brought about 20 different ones, about 20 or 25 or so. And I paid him off. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sell this on Amazon. I got back to the US. I put it on Amazon. And in less than a month, all of them sold at prices of 5 to 10 times what I bought it. And then it occurred to me, anytime I was in Nigeria, what did I do? I would go to various places, look for things, pack, load my box full. I'll travel with like 3, 4, 5 boxes. As soon as I get to the US, I put them on Amazon and sell. And then it occurred to me, I said to myself, you know what? These are even simple things. You have a lot of African companies that are making things that are way, way better than what I'm selling. And yet, they are doing well, and yet they don't know how to go into export. So I made it my priority to start teaching people how to export. So 2020 came COVID. I'm sure a lot of you remember the days of COVID when we were all at home. That's our Houston warehouse office. And what did I do? I now started training people. I went on YouTube, started showing people how to, export food, how to export various things. And within a very short time, so many people joined, so many people started exporting. In fact, we had people who sent items to us from to the USA and told us to help them list it on Amazon. It was amazing. If you've not seen this story, go to my YouTube channel, you will see some of this. But there was a problem with what we saw, and the problem was people were sending things that did not meet specification. So their packaging was below standard. They didn't have the right label. They didn't have the right things to sell that product in the USA. So these are some of the things that people sent to us to put online. And I found it hard, okay, take a look at that art. A keychain, a lovely keychain, it can work well for you locally, but there is no US buyer that is going to buy that type of item. And then some people were sending things that were contraband. So that was exactly a pillowcase and bed sheet that somebody sent. I think she sent over 100 of these things made from China. We could not list it in the US because of trademark violation. So after the COVID was over, what did I do? I now said, look, there is a huge opportunity. I came back and then we started doing trainings for businesses. We went around different places training people on how to export. So what I'm teaching you today is what I have learned over a period of, over 13 years of being in the export business. And I can tell you, like I said, if you stay till the end, you're going to learn a lot. Now, what is the first secret of export? I'm going to tell you. And the first secret is what I call the big company process. These companies who are making over $100,000 a month doing, what can we see that is common to them, and how can we emulate what they do at a very little cost? Now, the first secret is what I call multi-channel sales system. It is the success part to export. One of the things I have seen with a lot of small businesses who are trying to export is that they ship one item to the USA, and in the next 6 months, they don't get another order. You can't grow like that. And that is what so many of you are doing. And when I started studying the big businesses, I saw that they relied on what I call multi-channel sales system. So what is a multi-channel sales system? It's a system whereby you have to find out different areas, different places where buyers congregate, and tap into selling in all of those places. Now, the first channel is obviously to start selling on Amazon. I know a lot of you joined this webinar because you want to sell on Amazon, but I can tell you at the end of the day, you're going to see that it's not just Amazon that is going to make you successful. You need to also figure out all the other channels to tap into. Now, why Amazon? Mighty, over 500 million buyers, so many people, they do over $40 billion a month. That is the place for you to definitely start your export business. Now, buyers are on Amazon. The potential is huge. What you see there on the screen are actual sales figures. So again, these are actual sales figures of people who are selling products on Amazon. You can see something as simple as an African black soap. They're doing over $129,000 a month as of the time that we captured this data. You see what honey is doing. You see what that small wooden thing is doing. You see what shea butter is doing. So there is a lot of potential selling on Amazon. Take a look at that too. Those are belts, simple belts. That belt, you see, the first one you see there sells for about, I think about $19. And in one of the trainings that we did, we had somebody from a town called Kano in Nigeria, where they have a lot of leather. And he said he could get exactly that leather material for less than $2. So you can imagine, you get the leather for less than $2. Those buckles are about $1 on Alibaba. That's about $3. And these things are being sold for how much? $20 in the export market. Look at those furniture materials. Some of you, one of you here said you are into furniture. After this webinar, you are going to see that there's a lot of items that you can process and repackage and sell it for export. Now, who has this worked for? So again, we are talking about the potentials of Amazon. These are some companies that we have helped to set up their Amazon business. This company does this hair care product, used to remove dandruff on the hair, and they are doing pretty well. This is another company, palm oil. I remember when we listed them, they are doing pretty well. These are spices. These are African backpacks, also spices. So again, like I told you, the potential is huge. Irrespective of what you do, you're going to do well. Now, for those businesses, the Amazon model, now I'm going to take a little while and divert, because again, first channel we're talking about is Amazon. So how is it that your products will get to the buyers if you list it on Amazon? Now, how to ship products? Now, there are two ways. One is called FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. And if you look at the screen, you will see that what happens is you have your products. You will first of all ship it to Amazon's warehouse. And then from Amazon's warehouse, Amazon will ship it to the final customer. The second is FBM, fulfillment by merchant, where you have the product, and as customers buy, Amazon will send you an email, alert you, and you have to ship it to them. Now, of these two models, the FBA is the easiest, is the cheapest, and the most efficient to implement. And that is why businesses world over are using the FBA model. Now, for an African business, what challenge are you going to have with the FBA model? Now, the FBA model is quite easy. The fulfillment by Amazon model. First, you have to create your Amazon account, and for those of you who don't know how to create an Amazon account, after this webinar, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because by tomorrow, I'm going to be posting a video that will take you step by step, everything you need about selling on Amazon, creating your Amazon account. Then you have to create your listing. You send it to Amazon's warehouse. So again, remember, the FBA model is cheaper, is more efficient, is quicker for you to sell your products than you having to ship it to the customer yourself. But you have to send those products to Amazon's warehouse. Now, imagine yourself, you are a business in Africa. How are you going to be sending those products to Amazon's warehouse? What happens when the items run out? Because again, as you start selling, as people are buying, it will run out. Are you going to wait until another, I don't know, 2 months or 3 months if you are shipping via ocean, or you're going to have to be shipping it via air anytime you hear that it runs out? It's very time consuming, very expensive. A lot of times we've seen people who ship items and it's delayed with customs, and before they can get it out, or everything they have selling has run out. So again, this model is very difficult for African businesses. So what is it that the big African businesses are doing, that they decided to do to stop this model? Very simple. What the big African businesses did is to rent warehouses in the USA. Okay? Now, because they had issues or delays and all those things, as items run out, they decided to rent a warehouse in the USA. Now, this can be very, very expensive. So what they did, they rented that warehouse. As their items are running over, finishing in Amazon, they send people, one of their staffs will ship it to Amazon, and then it goes for sale. But it's very expensive to rent. You are looking at maybe $1,000 a month. You need to buy equipment, forklift. One small forklift will cost about $20,000. You need to have a staff there every time who is waiting, doing the packaging and shipping. That will cost you about $2,500 a month to maintain a staff in the USA. And then you need to pay your utilities, your electricity, and all those things. So you see, the Amazon FBA was only feasible for the very big businesses. So what did we do? After looking at this, after talking to so many small businesses, we decided to open our warehouse in the USA. Again, remember, I used to be the MD of American Air Cargo for years. So we decided to open a warehouse in the US, and then we allowed African businesses to send their products to the warehouse. So instead of you having to rent a warehouse to pay utility, to pay bills, you only take a little tiny space that you need. And as your items are running out, you simply send us a message and we ship the items to Amazon. So we started doing that. A lot of businesses started sending products to us. In fact, we were amazed at the turnout, but there was a problem we saw along the line. And that's what you call idle inventory. So you sent items via sea, you sent maybe 2 or 3 pallets, and we had to wait only when there was an order from Amazon. And then we said, no, this solution will not work. There has to be other places where we could be shipping these products to. And that's how we came about with what we call the multi-channel sales system. In fact, I won't take credit for coming out with this. I had to study what some of these other big businesses that had established warehouses are doing. So we now find out that from their warehouse, they were sending items to African stores. From their warehouse, they were finding buyers all over the internet. So they had their marketing team using Facebook and all those things to find buyers. You know, they had quick dispatch. So as they found buyers, they were able to quickly dispatch items from the warehouse that they had in the USA straight to those buyers. And then they now had the African natural. Okay, so this is a separate one. I'll talk about that later. And some of them now started opening up their e-commerce platforms. So that is what they do. We now decided, because again, we had the products from various people in our warehouse, we now decided to allow them to do all these things. So what we now created for African businesses was a modified solution whereby you send your items to our warehouse. You only take a very tiny space. Then as people are Amazon is requesting for products, we ship it to Amazon. Then for other channels, as other sales channels are coming up, some of you began to list on eBay. Some listed on Africa. They reached out to African stores. They were selling to them. As items ran out, they contacted us. We moved the carton. We moved 2 cartons. We moved the pallet to them. That is how they started selling. And that is what you call the multi-channel sales system. And this is what a lot of African stores have been, big African businesses have been using. It's not only African businesses, other businesses use it. Now, the question is, what is it costing those big African businesses to set up this multi-channel sales system? Number one, if they wanted to sell on Amazon, they needed to have a warehouse in the USA, like I already explained, and this warehouse saved them a lot shipping directly, and it's big potential if it is done right. Now, if they wanted to sell to the African stores, they also needed to have a warehouse, because again, if the African stores run out of product and they tell you to bring, and you are like, oh, or you have to wait until my next delivery comes from Africa. No, they are going to go look for other buyers and you will lose them as a customer. So again, you need to have a warehouse. Saves you on shipping, easily replenish inventory. If you are there looking for buyers, looking for retail buyers, you are doing adverts on Google to find buyers, you need a warehouse. When the buyer says, okay, send me the products, it increases greater trust, because if a buyer buys a product from you, they know that your product is there locally in the USA. You are not sending it all the way from Africa. They trust that they can do business with you. And then it is cheaper to send samples. Imagine if you have 1,000 African stores and you talk to all of them and they say, oh, send me samples. Imagine if you had to send each sample all the way from Africa. And you see, these are the things that these big businesses are doing. But when you look at all this solution, what is it costing them to do all this? To have a minimum warehouse, you are looking at about $1,000 a month. If you decide to run Amazon adverts, of which I'm going to show you guys later, training and all those things, learning how to use Amazon, you are going to spend another $250, $500 to $1,000. A warehouse staff, you need about $2,500. If you are shipping to African stores, you need a salesperson to go there. You need to run online adverts. You need to pay that sales staff. You need to pay the warehousing staff. So you can see that for each of these solutions, there are costs involved. And that's why it's only the big businesses that have been able to do this for so long. So again, look at the total cost, what some of these big businesses are spending. They are easily spending about $7,250 a month using this multi-channel sales system. Now, if you look at it, what is common in all of these sales channels? You can see there in red, they all need warehousing in the USA. So what what do you need to have that warehousing? One, you need to have the warehousing that costs about $1,000. You need to have the warehousing staff. Now, the other things you can do remotely. So you can run adverts, find people, call them on the phone. They say, send me your product. You tell your warehouse person to ship it to them, So a lot of other things, but the key things that you cannot do remotely is to having a warehouse and having a warehouse staff. So when you look at it, the minimum cost that these big businesses are spending to run this multi-channel sales system is about $3,500 a month. Now, the question that after I studied this model, I started asking myself is there a way we can reduce this price greatly for the small businesses? So again, yes, there is a way, and I'm going to talk about that shortly as we go on. So again, you see that for small businesses, the key to success is that you must be able to sell via multiple channels. You can't just have one channel. Okay, that is the thing that has held many businesses. You must be able to sell. So as people are buying from you from Amazon, they are buying from eBay. You have people on your Facebook page who are telling you, oh, send me this product. You have wholesale buyers you are talking to. You are able to talk to 2 or 3 African stores who are constantly buying your product. That is the way. But again, one of the things I have seen with some small businesses is that they try to do this out of sequence. You have small businesses who are already talking to big companies. In fact, a lady called me about 3 months ago. She tried to go into export, and that was her very first export. You know what she did? She exported a whole container load of cashew nuts to India. That was her very first export. She did not have the experience of export. She didn't know. Virtually talking to her on the phone, I could see that she did not know what she was doing. Now, when that cashew nut got there, the Indian people told her, you know what? This cashew doesn't meet quality. The cashew nut doesn't meet quality, that they won't pay for it. Everything in that container was about $64,000. She called me and was like, what can she do? And then when I looked at the whole documentation, I said, look, there's really nothing much you can do. The agreement you signed stated that you need to do this, this, and this. She did not even read the agreement in full because of excitement. So instead of her starting first by selling on Amazon, then the next she moves to selling directly to buyers, moves to other places. She went from step 1 immediately to step 5, wholesale buyers. She lost about $60-something thousand. As of the time I stopped communicating with her, she was looking for legal means to get that money back. But I can tell you, I think at the end of the day, they decided to pay her about half of what she was looking for. She said she spent about $40,000, was supposed to sell it for about 60 and make about 20,000. But at the end of the day, all she could get back was about 30. So again, don't rush it out of sequence. By following it the right way, you build credibility. You know how the business works. We had a lady who started selling on Amazon, and because her products were on Amazon, she got somebody who bought the product. The person liked it, and the person said, you know what, I want you to become a wholesale supplier to me. So she now started packing in bigger sizes and sending to them. So there is a sequence. Now, who are some of the big companies that are doing this? That is what you see on the screen. Alafia. Alafia is a company originally from Togo. If you look at them, they have warehouses in the USA. They are big. So they have warehouses. They are selling on Amazon. They are selling on Walmart. They have distributors. They are selling in various multiple channels. You can go to their website and buy from them. Why did Alafia not say, oh, let me just remain on Amazon? No, they can never grow big. And that's what you need to know. Take a look at this other company. This Uoma Sharon is a beauty product. They are selling in various multiple channels. And the only way they can do this is because they have that local warehousing. They have staffs. They have the capital to maintain the local warehouse. This is another company in Ghana, Wonderfully Natural. These people, they are probably #1 on selling African black soap in the USA. The same process. They have warehouses where they are pushing all these products. So again, you see from what I said, setting up this warehouse can cost you about $3,500, $3,500 monthly. But because Export and Sell now came and said, you know what, instead of small businesses having to set up their own warehouses, why don't we give them a designated space in our warehouse? And we were able to drive that cost from $3,500 to about $199 a month, a huge saving. And we have businesses who are already tapping into this. So again, if you are on that $199 a month because you only need a certain space, what we have done is, you're going to have access to the warehouse. You're going to have access to a warehouse staff. We're also going to give you a warehousing software where you are able to log in and, move 2 packets of this product to California, move 5, you're able to do that all remotely, and everything is transacted. So imagine if you are in Ghana, imagine if you are in Nigeria, imagine if you are in Togo, and you have your products, you've shipped a bunch via sea, because shipping via sea saves you a lot of money. Okay, what you are going to spend $100 to ship via air, it will typically cost you between $10 and $15 to ship via sea. So there's a huge potential. So what all these small businesses are doing now is they sign up for that monthly package, they ship a certain quantity, and then from those quantities, they are able to log into the software, tell us where to move this product. So it's amazing. You have enough space to carry so many products as time goes on. So again, that is what I call the multi-channel sales system. And again, as a small business, if you want to succeed, you must follow this strategy. Now, secret number 2 is what I call getting started with export. A lot of you have not started. So what is the problem? There are 2 key problems I have seen. And pay attention to this area. This is a very critical area. One is, what do I export to get the maximum profit? In fact, some of you, when you started introducing yourself, I saw a lot of you saying, oh, I sell this, I sell that. And I can tell you that 50% of the products that some of you say you sell is not going to be profitable for export. It's not the right product for export. So the question is, how do I determine the right product to export? Now, the second problem I see with a lot of you is what I call the how, when, what do I need to get started? So how do I get started? When do I get started? What do I need to get started? And I'm going to talk about that more as we go on. By the time I finish this section, you are going to see that a lot of you already have what you need to get started with export. Now, this is what I call the big assumed problem, the assumed big problem. A lot of you feel that the biggest problem stopping you from exporting is how to find buyers. But again, when I did my research, I discovered that is not true. Because there is a lot going on in a place like the USA. Fashion alone is doing about 350 billion. Are you telling me that you can't find somebody who will buy $10,000 worth of fashion products out of 350 billion? Leather, 13, woodwork in the billions, beauty about 81. In fact, these values are old values. Look at food. Packaged food is over $1 trillion. That is, you take that is 1,000 billion. And you are telling me that the problem is, oh, you can't find buyers. That is not the problem. Now, the biggest problem that I told you, one, is what is the right thing to export? Because one of the things I have seen is that a lot of you are exporting the wrong items. So you are into farming. Do I export palm oil or pepper? Do I export leather belt or leather bracelet? Do I export black soap or shea butter? You need to understand this. There was one time I was in our Houston office, and this gentleman came in. He came in from Accra, and he was walking through, visited a couple of African stores. And after visiting it, he was like looking for a company that can help him get his products to those stores. So he went back home, flew in by air, bags and bags of Gary. A lot of you will know what Gary is. Those that don't know, it is cassava flakes, but I'll leave it at Gary. Most of you will know. He flew in bags and bags of Gary, wanted to supply it to the African store. So what was the mistake he did? He went to the African store. He saw that they sell Gary for $10, and he assumed that, oh, he could sell it to them for $8, and they'll sell it for $10. But it doesn't work that way. When you understand the business, you know that these African stores, most of them even bring Gary in big batches, and then they repackage it. So was Gary the right product to sell in the fashion that he wanted to sell it? No. Could he have sold Gary to the African stores? Yes, but not by shipping it via air and then wanting to sell it to them. No. He could have sold it to them in big batches, shipped it to them, made an agreement with them that, you know what, I can supply you Gary in big bags, and then when it gets there, you repackage it. How can you ship Gary, via air? He paid over $4,000 to ship the bags that he shipped. And after over 8 months, that product did not sell. We had to throw it away. So again, one of the biggest problems that I see with new exporters is getting started. What is the right product to sell? And that is what I call, there's what you call product profitability analysis before you start selling. Profitability analysis. So what you see here, this is an actual example of a company. The company is in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. This company came to us, and you see that thing you see on the screen. That is a bracelet that all these bikers, these biking companies use. And that's what they wanted to sell. They said, the guy loves biking, and because of his passion for biking, he thought, your passion is what you sell. No. So when he came for this, I told him, you know what, let's do an analysis. Let's run a product profitability analysis to see if this is the right product. Now, they could manufacture different type of things. So when you look at the sale of that product, they were doing about $1,800 a month. We now ran an analysis, found other similar items, and we found this other item that is doing close to $30,000 a month. Now, if you are a business person, you see one, there is a huge demand. You see one, there is not. Which is the best to go? Go for the one that has a huge demand. And he could manufacture those things for about $3, selling for about 16. So at the end of the day, what did the profitability analysis do? It allowed us to show him a cheaper product that he could use about 25%. You can see how much leather and material is used in the smaller one. And the sale of that smaller one is about 30 times what the other ones sell. And this is one of the problems a lot of you businesses make. Because you are into palm oil manufacturing, you think the only product you can export is palm oil. You have not run a profitability analysis. You don't know the demand. You don't know if Amazon or online is the right place to sell it. But because that's what you do, you just think you will sell it. I have people who come to me and they say they sell rice. And because they sell rice, they want to sell rice on Amazon. You can't sell rice on Amazon. It's not going to be profitable. Because because of the weight, by the time you ship it, all your money is gone in the shipping cost. So that is one of the key things that you need to do. Now, the second problem I see with a lot of you apart from determining the right product. And again, like I said, if you listen to me clearly, I said at the end of this webinar, I'm going to show you how to determine the right product. Now, the second problem is all about you. We blame everybody but ourselves. When are you going to start exporting? I will start next week. When are you going to start exporting? I will start in 2023. When are you going to export? Oh, it's my New Year resolution. This year, I'm going to start export. And 10 years would have gone. You have done nothing. Bill Gates said it. He said, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but underestimate where they can be in 10 years. And I look back at my life and I say, this saying is so true. When I started American Air Chicago, for the first 6 months, we were struggling to have 1,000 kg of shipment. We were struggling. We were typically shipping small boxes, small, tiny boxes, But if I were somebody who did not have vision, what would I have done? After 6 months, I would have given up. But that's why Bill Gates said, most people overestimate. So when you go into export business, some of you have tried export. Oh, you tried it. You only got one customer the first month. And because of that, you gave up hope. And that is the problem a lot of you are having. Bill Gates said, we overestimate. We think that as soon as we get into export, the first year we'll make $1 million. That is overestimating what you will do in the first year. But he said, you will be amazed where you will be in 10 years. Look at all the big companies. Success does not happen overnight. You have to start something now. These are some companies that we work with. Yes, Again, a lot of you, our focus on this webinar is for SMEs, helping you grow. And these examples are SME examples. Look at these people. It's not much selling Gary, but in less than 6 months, look at what they are selling. Now, the question I always ask them is, if these people had done the right thing, could they do better than selling Gary? Take a look at this screen. Let me go back to the former screen. So they are selling Gary in 6 months. They are doing about $500 a month. For a lot of you, that is big money when you do your conversion, because this is highly profitable. Look at that Gary they are selling for $10.48. That's a small 1 kg of Gary. You know how much that sells for locally. But in about 6 months, they were at $500. Now, if they had done a profitability analysis, would Gary have been the right product to sell? Take a look at these products. What is that? Natural cassava flour, 50 pounds bag. Look at how much they are doing on a monthly basis. $235,200. So if this company had done a profitability analysis, good, they started. But if they had done a profitability analysis, imagine where they could be. They would have started selling something else. Take a look. Is it that is only one company that is selling it? No. Look at a bunch of companies are selling that natural cassava flour. Gary is also made from cassava. Look at what they are doing. Take a look. One company is making $100,000 on one cassava flour. On a different brand, they are doing $150,000. So what am I telling you? What I'm telling you is that a lot of you, when you are starting your export business, number one, you need to start. Because if that company did not start, they won't get to $500 a month in less than 6 months. But again, before you start, you need to be sure of the right product that you are exporting. You need to be sure that you are selling that product that is going to give you, that there's a huge demand, will give you the maximum. Take a look at these people selling palm oil. They started in October 2022. As of March 2023, where have they been? Their sales, about $2,000 a month. Is there potential? Yes. They just started, but the good thing is that they have started. So take a look at some of those who have been selling palm oil for a while. See what they are doing in sales. These are actual sales figures. There's a platform called Helium 10. When you have the time, go and analyze it. Helium10.com. That is what we use to analyze and get these figures. When we are running profitability analysis, helping you, we use actual sales figures. You can see. So that company that started selling palm oil, that in 6 months they were at $2,000. I can tell you for a fact, in the next 2 years, 3 years, they can reach these figures. Think about it, $20,000 a month. Multiply that and convert and see how much you are making selling something as little as palm oil. Again, I don't even want to talk about the bigger companies that are doing big things. But the key is, like I said, starting export, you need to know the right product to run to export. You need to have done a profitability analysis. And then most importantly, you need to start. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I did something, but I'll come back again. I forgot to share sound. All right, I'll continue sharing. So I want you guys to listen.
Hi, my name is Rukayat Yusuf. I'm the CEO and founder of Joanti Natural Organics. We're a natural and organic skincare, hair care, and wellness brand. We manufacture and distribute, and we also do private label for a lot of brands here in Nigeria. My experience with export and sale has been super amazing. I stumbled onto their ads sometime early 2021, and I decided to sign up for their training, and since then, it has been amazing. And then, with no matter of weeks after my product analysis, they were able to, list my product, and then we had to ship. By 31st of December 2021, my product was live on Amazon, and almost instantly I started making sales. It was magical. At first, it didn't feel real until I got my sales report in January, and then I had made so much sales. I had actually initially listed just 2 products with them. That's one skincare product and one haircare product. And then both are doing very well, but the hair care product is doing super amazing. I think we've succeeded in selling close to 1,000 of that particular product, and right now I have close to another 1,000 being shipped to US by ocean. The amazing thing with Export and Sell I want to commend is their passion to help brands in Nigeria. It's been super amazing. I was attached with an amazing business manager, Miss Cynthia, and Mr. David, and they are super passionate about their job. I enjoy talking to them. We discuss at length every month on what we can do, and they advise me things I can do on my own end to make sure the brands go and the product sells well. And each time I have concerns or there's anything I need clarification, they are always there to pick my call. I'm super excited, and we have also went ahead and listed more products with Export and Sell. I think in total I have about 4 products now. I initially started with 2, so now I have about 4 different products with Export and Sell, and I'm also looking and working towards to list more. My experience with them is worthwhile. I have no regrets. If you're a brand and you're looking to have more visibility abroad, I would advise you take the leap and then reach out to Export and Sell. They would help you launch your brand internationally. I'm grateful to them for all they have done and all they are doing. Thank you so much, Export and Sell. I have no regrets while working with you guys. Thank you so much, and do have a great day.
Amazing. And this is her sales trajectory. You know, she started December 2021. This is how her sales went up. I'm not going to quote the actual figure because, you know, she doesn't, but there is growth. The key thing is to start now. Now, when you look at this company, where would they be? You know, we help them to start the first product. This first product you are seeing, we're the ones that helped them to put it on Amazon. But less than a year later, she's been able to put other products. We helped them to start these first 2, and now they have been able to add other products. Look at all the products that they have added. They are selling all of this on Amazon. So the question is, imagine if this is you, where will you be 2-3 years from now? Again, like Bill Gates said, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they underestimate where they can be in 10 years. Listen to another test.
My name is Dani Bolandi Mrs. I'm the MD/CEO of Dadabodi Nigeria Limited. We sell honey, raw, pure, unpasteurized, unheated honey. Our honey is NAFDAC and FDA approved. I tried, but I couldn't because of the trust issue. Because of the trust issue, I can't supply you without knowing you. You can't give me your money without knowing me. So I just, just take it easy with myself. But I did not relent. I keep having the certificate, I keep having the papers until when Export and Sell came through. The difference is wide. I sell 750 million here in Nigeria, 2,000 naira. But on Amazon, it's $29.99. It's a dream come true, and I'm so happy. That first day that I saw the banner on my account, I was like, is this for real? And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. If you are a serious exporter, Export and Sell will take over your business. They will take over your products. They will push you. They will push you until you succeed. If you want to relent, they will not allow you. But the first somebody is on your WhatsApp telling you, have you checked your email? That is they are not sleeping. Thank you, Export and Sell.
Very simple. This is a lady, when you read her story, Estee Lauder, she said, I never dreamt of success. I worked for it. I received so many emails with so many people who just sit down there and they say, oh, please find me a buyer for my product. Let me show you that image again. You see this lady? You see that place she is. That is her kitchen. That is how she started her export business. But a lot of what she said, remember, if you listen to it well, she said she did not relent. She tried to export many times, but she couldn't get people to trust her. But she did not relent. She kept on getting all the export licenses, kept on going for training until Export and Sell came along. But there are so many of you, once you've done something once, boom, that is it, you give up. Estee Lauder said, I never dreamt of success. I worked for it. A lot of us just sit down there and think, oh, let things come. So now, the key question I have for you is, how do I start my export business? And I always started by telling you what you don't need. So when I say what you don't need to start an export business. So 1, you don't need to have a huge warehouse. Again, that lady started from where? From her kitchen. Number 2, you don't need to be the maker of what you export. And I'll show you examples of that soon. You don't need to have a huge staff, because a lot of people think until I'm big, before I can go into export. Take a look at this product. Very simple product. For those of you who said you are into furniture, take a look at that product. That is something you can close your eyes and make. How much is this product making on a monthly basis on Amazon? They are selling about $262,000 of that product every month on Amazon. We've not talked about the other channels, just Amazon. Simple product as it is. Take a look at the product. This is something a lot of you can close your eyes and do. Do you need to have a huge warehouse to do this? No. Do you need to be the maker of this? No. You can find a carpenter that can do this and you sell. Do you need to have huge staff to do this? No. Look at the product. Simple. They just use it for home decoration. Take a look at this. This is wood that they just slice into pieces. Look at how much they are making. What do they use it for? People, they use, companies will buy it and they do other types of decoration on it. Doing $15,000 a month. Look at the belt I was talking about. This belt, as simple as it is, leather, does about $279,000 every month. Take a look. What do you need to start it? Like I said, there was a guy in Kano, from Kano, Nigeria, who came for one of our trainings. And when he saw that belt, he said, look, he can get that belt for about $2. These buckles are selling for between 35 cents and $1.50 on Alibaba. So you can get that belt made for about $3. It's selling for over $20 on Amazon. Again, there are two key things that I said. One, you don't need to have a huge facility. Two, you need to run a product profitability analysis. And that tells you the products that are in high demand, they cost, different things that you need to know about going into export. So the question now is, how do I start? Again, I already told you, you don't need to have all those huge things. How do I start? One is you need guidance from an expert, somebody who is there to guide you. And I am here. And I'm going to show you what we have put in place. My God, if you see the things we have put in place to help businesses to start export, African businesses to start export, you will be amazed. I'm going to show you soon one of the communities that we've put up, whereby you have people who are going there to ask questions, and there are people, exporters from various fields, answering their questions, guiding them. Number two, what products do I start with that needs the smallest capital? And I'm going to guide you on that. So again, if you stay till the end, because I can't just put everything at once, I'm going to show you how to tap into all this at the end. Be patient, stay till the end, and I'm going to show you how to have weekly direct access to me. Secondly, I'm going to show you how we can show you the product to start with. So for example, if you have an idea that, oh, this is the product I want to start, well, I'll show you how we are able to run profitability analysis on your behalf. And then we'll show you not just one, but 8 different products to start off with. Now, the third secret that affects your export business is what I call practical export process. So many of you have gotten it wrong when it comes to export. You go for trainings and they are just teaching you theory. You must be able to practicalize export. You must know how to label, pack, prepare it for shipping. You must know the documentations. And when I say no, I'm not talking about theoretical knowledge. I'm talking about getting your hands dirty, trying it out, knowing the right things to do before you ship. That is practical export. And what are the things that are involved? You need to know how to revamp your product. So these are products. This is the before, this is the after. Again, remember, you are moving from an African to a US market. The labeling, a lot of things will change. And these are some of the reasons. 3 key questions you need to answer before you go into export. The practical export process. How do I label and revamp my product so that it meets the specification? This tiger nut flower you see is a customer who came to us. That was her design. We looked at it. This is not going to sell in the US market. We revamped it to that. See the difference. When this customer started selling, the first, there was a time she sold 22 of these at once. Thousands, hundreds of dollars made in one instant. Now, this question again, there are so many things that needs to know. How do I, what we call customer packaging? How do I package it for the customer? There's what we call outer or store packaging. So when you are shipping products to the African stores, how do they want you to present it? When you are shipping to other retailers, how is it supposed to come? And then most importantly is what I call promotional packaging. This is where many exporters get it wrong. They get it wrong. You are sending a product to the warehouse and you know that there are a lot of people who are going to be asking for that product, but you don't have promotional packages. What does that mean? It means that if you have 2 kg of palm oil, when you have 10 or 20 African stores that say, send me a sample, you are going to be shipping them bulky 2 kg. That's a waste of money. And that's why you need to know about promotional packages. Now, the second question the practical exporter has to ask herself is, how do I know my packing list, my airway bill? What are the documentations I need? This is a very touchy subject. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Most of you here are from Nigeria. If you read the newspaper 5 days ago, the head of NAFDAC stated that over 70% of Nigerian food products shipped to the USA are seized. Why? Because the people shipping it are theoretical exporters, not practical. I have been in the shipping business between Africa and the USA for over 15 years. There is nothing. Once I see a product, I see the label, I can tell you if it's going to go or not. Customs have seized when we started, yes, US Customs, they've held our shipment numerous times, but now they don't. The last time they held it, I called our lawyer and within 48 hours, they released it because I knew that I had followed the law and the process. So are you going to start, in 2018, a lady called me from California. The lady had just moved to the USA to start an export. She saw that there was profit in owning an African store. And then what did she do? She sent money back home, bought about 350 kilograms of African food product, gave it to one shipping company. The company shipped it. When it got to the USA, they seized it. 350 kilograms will cost close to $4,000 to ship. When it got to the USA, they seized it. And then she called me, said, the US FDA seized my item. And I told her, send me the airway bill, send me the documentation you shipped it. And when I saw it, I told her, look, these items are going to be seized because you did not follow the process. And the FDA lady that seized it was very kind. She told her, you know what, there is some document you are supposed to get, what they call food facility registration document for the product she shipped. He told her, go and get it. If you can get it, I will release the product. But when you look at it, she had so many different items. 350 kilograms is about the demurrage is about $2 per kg per day. $2 per kg per day. So for 350, the demurrage, the storage charge on that thing was about $700 a day. And when I looked at it, to get that licensing could take up to 30 days. 700 times 30, that's almost $21,000 in storage. It's better she abandoned it. The second option was that she has to fly it back. So it won't even get into the US. They'll fly it back. And the third option was for them to destroy it. Why? It was just one thing she needed to put on her airway bill. And that is why export is a practical thing. You need to work with somebody who has done over 500 airway bills. I can't even count the number of shipments that we've done. Now, the third question, when you go into the practical aspect, is what I already talked about, the multi-channel sales. How do you reach these various outlets? You need to understand all those things. Now, I've talked about the 3 secrets. I'm sure by now a lot of you are confused. How do I implement the solution that big businesses are using? How do I start? How do I know the right practical aspect? If you are in these shoes, type yes. If you want me to go ahead and show you the way to proceed, type yes. I want to be sure that there are people on this screen following me. So, all right, so okay, until I get a given number of yeses to be sure that, yeah, all right, I see yes, proceed. All right, that's awesome. So I can see that people are ready. So what did we do? So what we did is we came up with a program we call Export to Wealth Program that is going to combine all these things that we are talking about. Remember when I showed you what you need to run a multi-channel sales system? That is what the big businesses do. I showed you a couple of things that we were able to take the cost down from 3,500 to 199 a month. So the question now is, what we now decided to do is that for those businesses that are ready to come in, what is covered? One, if you sign up for that 199 a month package, and again, I'm going to just make sure you stay till the end. Don't rush off because you had 199. What is going to cover a lot of things? One is, the first step is your product profitability analysis. I've already told you the reason why you need to run a product profitability analysis. We are going to give you the option to send us 2 products, and we are going to provide you answers to about 8 profitable products that you can tap into. So that's one thing that is covered. The other one is that you're going to have a complete access to all the practical training that is required for you to go into export. So all the questions on how to rebrand your, now there are some of you have seen some businesses who bring their products and their products are ready for export. There is nothing we needed to do, but you are going to see how to rebrand it. You're going to learn the correct documents to ship, that when you go to your shipping company, they're going to go like, wow, this guy knows it. And then we're going to show you how to tap into that multi-channel sales system, complete whatever. So again, what is covered again? Let me show you again. You're going to have the complete export training that covers the branding, the shipping process, the multi-channel sales system. And when you join this program, you're going to have 1 month online training direct with me. Every Wednesday, I go online. You know, last Wednesday was so amazing when we were having the training. Let me tell you what happened during that last Wednesday. So that day, sorry, let me switch off my phone, please. I didn't know this. So sorry about this. Okay, so that Wednesday when we were having the training with those, you know, she's one of those that are signed up. She's based in New York. She works in Amazon's warehouse. And she was telling me why she signed up, why she joined the program. That working in Amazon's warehouse, there is this ginger product that she knows the product is from Africa, but it's being sold by an American company. She knows that everything was gotten from Africa. That those people, the quantity of that product they ship in a day surprises her. That in a day, they will ship about 2,000 packages of that product. Each of them is selling for about $20. So 2,000 times 20, that's about $4,000 this company was making every day. She was like, these products are from Africa. That how she needs to know how to tap into and start selling on the same thing. So this complete training is going to give you everything. Now, what else is covered under this training? I talked to you about our community, export community. When you join, you are going to be part of this we call it export to wealth community. This is a community where it's online, but you are going to have so much training that within a month, what you are going to learn is going to be more than somebody who has tried to do export for 3 years. Now, when you join, you are also going to have access to what I call a dedicated member. It's a members only. So when you log into the community, you're going to see some sections are free, you know, where you can go there and ask questions and me and my team will answer. But we have a dedicated section where we hold serious training. And it's a member only section. Those that are public don't have access to it because there are key things. We are discussing serious things. You are able to come in there, ask questions. You know, a gentleman, one of the questions he asked the other day was, you know, he was having problems setting up his Amazon account, and we're able to answer it inside that members only community. You know, now what is covered when you join in this members only community? You are going to be able to discuss with other serious exporters. You're going to be able to share ideas, answers to your export problem. So before it becomes a big problem to you, there is always somebody there who has seen it, who will be able to help you. We're going to have weekly Zoom trainings. You're going to have access to our complete export training. So as soon as you join, you will have all those training at your disposal. fast issues. If you have any issue, fast response to your issues. And we bring industry experts. Tuesday next week, the training we are doing is how to list your product on Amazon. Again, a lot of you already know that Amazon, if you are in Africa, most countries in Africa, including Nigeria and co, you can use your Nigerian or your Ghanaian or your Kenyan documents to set up an Amazon account. So if you set that up, the next question is, how do I list my product? Because selling on Amazon is, you are in Africa, remember, you have to send the products to Amazon's warehouse. How do you package it? How do you do it? How do you list? What are the key things you know? How do you navigate the seller platform? On Tuesday, one of our Amazon experts is going to be on a Zoom call with our export starter group, teaching them how to list their products on Amazon. It's an amazing community, okay? So again, that is the export starter group. A lot is covered. So again, what is covered in this package, you're going to have access to warehousing to put your products. Remember, for this, you have a dedicated space that your products can come in, and as people are buying it, we are shipping. You're going to have a warehousing staff who is going to be there to move your products as you are selling. You're going to have the product profitability analysis for 2. So you will send us 2 products that you want us to analyze, but after the analysis, we'll give you 6 extra products that you can sell. It's just like the leather company I talked about. They had a particular product that they wanted us to analyze. We analyzed it, but we showed them other products that were going to be more profitable. Number 1, you're going to have a complete export training. This is look, I have companies who come to me, they pay $200 an hour just to talk to me for an hour. But this training is about 17 hours. And imagine, just because you're on this package, you are getting this training absolutely free. You're going to have the complete Amazon training. The Amazon training that will show you how to list your product, how to package it, the labels to put on it, how to ship it to Amazon's warehouse. All those things are there. And again, you can do all these things from Africa, from anywhere you are. Once your products are in our warehouse team will do the rest and move it out. And then you're also, so the total value of this is this. So take a look at this. But one thing I decided to do is that we are going to also give you a 45-day bonus. Okay, so sorry, there's some issues with that screen, but why, so why did I decide to add 45-day bonus? Very simple, because we realize that if you start now, right, you are going to need time to learn. We don't want you to be on a program and you are still learning. So that 45 days free gives you the time to repackage so that everything is ready before you start. Now, why 45-day free? Again, like I said, 1 month online training direct with me, extra time, all the extra time you need to rebrand your product and all that. So, but, something happened, so again, I'm sure a lot of you taking a product from $3,500 a month to $199 is an amazing offer. But we now talk to our partners again. You remember, I used to be the CEO of American Chicago, but I'm no longer. And we now talk to them. I told them, oh, this is my new business. This is the type of thing that we want to do. And you know what they came? They told me that, look, we have free space, because it's not everywhere in the warehouse that is occupied. And they were like, you know what? We can offer a lot of that free space, almost free for some of these African SMEs to help them. So we're able to reduce with their offering, we're able to reduce that $199 a month to $65 a month. It's an amazing offer. And I'm sure a lot of you are ready to grab this offer now. Remember, what are the things you're going to get? So what have we been able to do? We've been able to reduce from $3,500 a month that the big companies are paying minimum to just $65 a month, 1.8% of what the big companies are paying. There was one of these companies, I can't remember their name, that logged into this training, and he was like, look, man, you are trying to disrupt our business. I said, yes, you've made the money. Let's help people to make it. So again, look at all that you are getting. You're going to get the warehousing. You're going to get the warehousing staff who is there. Typically, the minimum they earn is $2,500 a month. You're going to get the profitability analysis for 8 products because we're adding 6 extra. You're going to get the complete export training. This is something I charge $200 an hour to train people, 17 hours. 200 times 17, multiply that. That's over $34,000 that if I were going to big companies to train them on. You're going to get it free. You're going to get the Amazon seller training, and you're going to get 45-day bonus. But for you to get your 45-day bonus, you have to sign up for the 6 months package. Now, some of you are already asking, how do I sign up? How do I sign up? Very easy. This is our member community. Our community, everything is designed in that community. So all you need to do is go to members.exportandsell.com. It's going to ask you to sign up. Once you sign up, just your email and password, click on the upgrade membership. It's very easy. Go to the members.exportandsell.com, just members.exportandsell.com. Click on the upgrade my membership, and that is it. When you get there, you're going to see this option. Now, when you see this option, it shows you the various options we have. Now, some of you say, oh, I want to just do month to month, fine. If you are doing month to month, it is $65 a month. And you don't get any free time, but if you commit and say, you know what, I want to do 6 months, I want to go all out. I'm ready. I have products. I'm ready. If you do the 6 months package, instead of charging you $65 a month, we're going to give you 45 days free. So when you do the calculation, you will actually be paying $49 a month for 6 months. And then for those of you who are ready, you already have products and you want to get even more free time, if you sign up for the 12-month package, we're going to give you 90 days. That is 3 months absolutely free. So you are going to pay for 9 months, but we're going to give you 12 months. It's an amazing value. So again, for those that are ready, again, the spaces are limited. Go to members.exportandsell.com. Scroll down, you're going to see this. Just click on the link. It's very easy. Click on the link. Now, if you are paying with your Visa and MasterCard, typically for those that are outside of Nigeria, because a lot of our customers are in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, wherever you are that is outside, simply go use the first option, paying via Visa or MasterCard. Click it, it's going to open a screen. You are going to be able to use your Visa or MasterCard to pay. If you are paying from Nigeria, use the number 2 option if paying via PayStack. And again, go with the 6 months option because it offers you a lot of benefits. So again, it's simple. Start now. I always tell people, start now. If this company start, there's no way in 6 months they would have reached this. If this company did not start, there's no way in 6 months they would have reached this. If this lady did not start, there's no way she would have moved the way she did. Now, some of you will say, this profitability analysis, is it really necessary? I want you to take a listen to some parts of her testimony again, because when you hear these things, it moves.
No matter of weeks after my product analysis, they were able to list my product, and then we had to ship. By 31st of December 2021, my product was live on Amazon, and almost instantly I started. She said,
after my product analysis, we shipped. My product was live on Amazon, and almost instantly we started making sales. You see, you can't go into export without knowing how profitable your product is. So again, go to members.exportandsell.com. Don't waste time. This is for serious exporters. When you go there, you'll see the discussions. In fact, we launched that portal not long ago, but we already have so many people who are joining. Go there now. After her product analysis, sales started coming.
It was magical. At first,
it didn't feel real
until I got my sales reports in January, and then I had made so much sales. I had actually initially listed just 2 products with them. That's one skincare product and one haircare product, and then both are doing very well. But the haircare product is doing super amazing. I think we've succeeded in selling close to 1,000 of that particular product, and then right now I have close to another 1,000.
She's not shipping in thousands. Amazing. Okay, so again, for those of you who are asking, oh, what do I get from the warehousing? Is this warehousing really big enough? This and that. That is the space you get. Now, what are you getting? You're getting a box, a space of 36 by 24 by 24. You're going to save thousands compared to shipping directly. So what is it that a lot of you businesses are doing now? What is it that you are doing? What you are doing is that you have buyers who are buying your products from the USA. And what is it that you are doing? When they buy, you ship to them via DHL, you are shipping. No, that's not that's you are wasting so much money. If you have the opportunity, ship via ocean, put it in the warehouse, and you will be amazed at how much you can sell. This is the same box. And not many of you are going to start by selling 500 dresses at once. No, but that box can take 500 of that. If you are selling honey, it will take almost 250 of that. If you are selling hibiscus, and again, you are paying just what? $49 a month. Look at the calculation and how much you save. Let's do a little calculation. So you are somebody who does spices, you are selling this type of suya spice. And, that box that we showed you, if the dimension of this suya spice is 6 by 6 by 1 inch, that box will take about 576 of these suya spices. Now, imagine if you are one of those who is shipping via DHL and UPS direct to the customers. Let's assume that customers are buying it in packs of 10. If they are buying it in packs of 10, that means 576. It will be about 57 shipments. Now, you are shipping via FedEx, DHL, UPS is taking 5 to 10 days. You are anywhere from $40 to ship each of that 2 kg pack. A lot of you, to even be more than $40, but let's assume you are paying $40. Now, if you were to ship those things via ocean, you are not going to pay up to $3 per pack. It's going to be about 10% of what you spent. And then what are you getting? You are able to do local dispatch. So because it's in the warehouse, when somebody buys it, we can just send it, $10 to ship it to the customer because it's within the USA. So how much are you saving on each? On each of those shipments, you are saving about $30. On 57 shipments, you're going to save about $1,710. How much are you saving per month? Remember again, for the 6 months package is $49 a month. Look at how much you are saving per month. It's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, after doing about, it's not 2 free months, it's 45 days. After doing just 2 shipments, you've broken even. So if you are into dress, look at how much you are going to save. Almost $1,451 every month because you are just using this system. So take a look. If you are shipping any of those things, by the time you do 2 shipments, you've saved $60. Warehousing that you're paying $49 a month, you've saved $11. By the time you are doing 50 shipments, you are going to save almost $1,451. So it doesn't make sense to continue with the old way. You need to start looking at new ways to boost your business, new ways to start your business. Now, the warehousing software that you're going to get when you also sign up, it gives you full visibility of your items. So with that software, a lot is happening. You can go in there and you see that you have 200 items left. You can tell us, move 50 to this warehouse, move 20 to this place, move 30 to this place, various places like that. And that is how these things work. Very simple. Starter package, again, is very simple. These are all the things you get. You have the warehousing space, you have the staff, you have the profitability analysis, you have the complete export training. Don't start business without doing the profitability analysis and knowing the training that is needed. You also have the Amazon seller training. You're getting the 45 days free, and on top of that, you are just paying that. So again, when you join, how do we kick off? How do we kick off? It's very simple. The first thing we're going to do is, for the first 30 days, like I said, every Wednesday, I'm going to come on a live, is a Zoom meeting. So with a meeting, you are able to ask questions, you're able to share your video. It's not like a webinar where only me is talking. A meeting, you can share your video and show me, oh, this is my product, what do I do, this and that. So the first week, we're going to go into the wealth finding. The wealth finding helps you to determine that right product to export. Then the second week, we'll have the wealth branding. The third, the wealth transfer, where I talk about how to ship and all that. And the fourth week, we begin to look at all the various channels you can sell in. Then from week 5 and above, in fact, we do a lot of things simultaneously. In fact, most of you, when you join the program, I can tell you for a fact, in a week, you can cover all this because the videos are there, the past trainings are there, the past training recording, everything is there. But we said, let's give you 45 days because, most of you may not be as fast as some of you. Some of you may be starting afresh. And so that is it. So again, I always tell people, don't reinvent the wheel. Some of you will say, oh, I want to do it my own way. This is no, don't. You already have something that is working. I don't think there are many of you who, when you need a computer, you say, no, I'm not going to use the computer that is there. Let me go and invent my own computer. It will probably take you 2,000 years to invent your own computer. So when you have a solution that is working, people are using it, just tap into it and start growing your sales. So some of you I get this question a lot. What happens after my 6 months expires? Because again, remember, you are starting with $49 a month for 6 months. After 6 months, it remains at the 49, as long as you are renewing in 6 months interval. But after the 6 months, if you want to renew on a monthly basis, it goes to $65 a month. That is for those who were able to get a space in the American Air Cargo warehouse. Once you are in that warehouse, you remain, and there is still space there. So again, you remain there. Now, if after some time you decide your company has grown, your business is bigger, and you need more storage, we have bigger storage. We have the standard exporter package, $99 a month. You're going to get a space that is 2 times that. You're going to get the premium. And again, with each of these packages, when you log online to members.exportandsell.com, you are able to see, when you click the upgrade option, you are going to see what each of those things have. So again, take that leap. Now, what if I don't take this offer now? It's very simple. It's $49 a month. Remember, we told you before it's supposed to be $199. And because American Air Cargo gave us space to use, that's why we're able to take it to $65 a month. But if you pay 6 months, it's $49. So once that space is used up and we now have to go rent another separate warehouse, it goes to $199 a month, because that is what it actually costs to maintain a warehouse. So imagine what you are saving. You're getting sorry, these calculations are a little bit off, but you are going to imagine if you are paying $199 every month and you had to put the product there for 8 months. That's what you would have paid. You would have lost, over $1,000, So again, the other question that a lot of you ask me is, oh, what if I don't want to sell on Amazon? I just want to sell in African stores. I just want to ship to people and all that. I always say, listen to some of this.
I tried, but I couldn't because of the trust issue. Because of the trust issue, I can't supply you without.
She wanted to sell abroad, not necessarily on Amazon, but there was always a trust issue. How do I ship my product all the way from Africa to you for you to sell, and then you send me money? It was always confusing. And that's why, by having that local warehouse, it opens you up to so many people, so many companies. Why? Because when they say, oh, I like your product, I saw it on Facebook, I saw it on Instagram, can you send me a sample? It's easy. Within 2 days, you've sent a sample. When they look at it, they see that that product is coming from within the US, and it gives them that trust, that hope for them to buy from you. So even if you don't want to sell,
you can't give me your money.
This is the opportunity.
Without knowing me. So I just take it easy with myself. But I do not relent. I keep having the certificate, I keep having the papers until
that's what I want each of you to do. Don't relent. Don't relent. The vision we have doesn't stop there. It's as far as helping you to move, to get to the point where you're going to be doing 100,000. Now, a lot of you some of you will ask me, oh, I want to sell on Walmart. You have to build it gradually. Remember the story of the lady that I told you? Instead of starting at step 1, she went to step 5, shipped $64,000 worth of cashew nuts. At the end of the day, they were only paying her $30 because she did not know the process. To sell in some of these stores, there are processes that you have to follow. Okay, processes must be followed. Okay, so again, don't jump the gun, take it easy. So again, what we have done, we've been able to take it from 3,500 to that value. Now, when I started this webinar, there were 3 promises I said I was going to make, and I hope I have covered it. I have shown you what the big companies are doing, the multi-channel sales system, and we have been able to show you how from 3,500, you are going to be able to get it for $49. It's amazing. Now, I've shown you what you need to start. How do I need to start? You already see people who are exporting using their kitchen. You know, you don't need to have a huge warehouse. You don't need to, but the key thing is you must know what is that right product to export. And again, by being part of this program, you are going to get those 8 unique profitable products to start quickly. And then the third one is the practical exporter that I've already shown you. You're going to have access to over 17 hours of training on the practical aspects of exporting. And not only that, you will also have access to me every Wednesday. You have access to, in fact, you have virtually have access to me every day, because when you are part of the group, if you post a question, I will always be there to answer it. My team members will always be there to answer it. So all those things are there. Now, I've been looking at the screen. They've sent me a bunch of questions that some of you have been asking, and I'm going to answer those questions as we go along. So one of the questions I see a lot of you asking is, one is, am I sure I will find buyers quickly? You know, so some of you are like, okay, if I start this program now, and you know, my product is there, how am I sure I will start buyers quickly? Now, remember, one of the things we did here, and it's based on experience, is to make sure that you have that 45 days free. So when you join at the 6 months level, you get 45 days. And that 45 days, the amount of training that you are going to get, you are going to be amazed. You're going to have people who come in and they train you on marketing. You're going to have people who come in and they train, and it's all this is included. You're going to have people who will come and train you on how to run Facebook ads. So you are in Nigeria or you are in Ghana, you are able to run Facebook ad the correct way in the USA. You know, you're going to learn how to run various forms of ad, Facebook, Instagram. There's so much that you are going to learn in that 45 days that once your product is there, in fact, you are going to be itching for you to get your product there almost immediately. And again, within that 45 days, we would have made sure you have opened up your Amazon account. We would have shown you how to list products on Amazon so that you are fully ready to take advantage as soon as it gets. So like the lady said, you know, once you have done your product profitability analysis, you know that your pricing is right. You know that there's a demand for the product. Once it gets on a place like Amazon, it's going to start selling almost immediately. So that's the first question. The second question is, should I wait till my product is ready? Yes, you can wait, but if you wait and that space is used up, the cost is going to go from $49 to $199 if you ever decide to join again. So don't wait, you know, take the leap of faith. Start now. You're going to see so much to learn from that you will be amazed. You know, and again, we are there to guide you and all that. Another person said, how do I find a good shipping company to the USA? So yeah, this is a good question, because let's say you are in Ghana or Kenya or Nigeria. The question is, how do I find a good shipping company? Now, we have people that join this webinar from virtually different places. And it's not everywhere. The key thing is that you are able to ship your products. You've done your profitability analysis and you are able to ship your products to the USA. Now, how do you find a good company? Make sure, again, you will know. Because remember, part of the training that we are training you, the third week you join, when we deal with the export training, the export process. When you have that knowledge and you go to a company and you ask them, I need to ship this to the USA. Tell me about the process. You will know. The knowledge that we are going to give you will make you know the right things, the right questions. So when you ask those companies 2-3 questions, you will be able to know if they understand the process. And if they don't understand the process, you can show them the process. So that is not a problem at all. You know, from the teaching that we are giving you, you will know all the process, everything, whether it's food, cosmetic, whatever it is you are shipping, you will know the process to ship it. You know, so virtually any company can do it. Yeah, somebody said, will I still be profitable after shipping to the USA? Very good question. You know, so you remember you are going to pay for the shipping to the USA, and the question is, after I've paid that shipping to the USA, will I still be profitable? Yes, you will, because when we do the profitability analysis, we also consider the shipping cost wherever you are. So if you come, say you are in Kenya, for example, and you tell us, okay, you found a shipping company and this is what they charge to ship from Kenya to USA, we'll plug in those values in the profitability analysis system, and we are going to be able to tell you if it is, you know, because we factor in all that in our calculations. Another person said, how am I sure my labels and packaging meet US standard? Again, the training is going to show you so many things. And again, you have the option to be with me for every week for a month. And then again, even after the month, you can always come in at any time to ask questions because the training is on and on. So you can design your labels, send it to us to look at, you know, on the group, post it there. In the members area, you're able to post your label, ask us questions, and we'll answer it and we'll tell you what to do here and there. So you don't have problems with that. Somebody said, I need help with FDA. What do I do? So if you are selling food, you are typically going to need an FDA food facility registration program. And that's something we can help you file at a highly discounted rate. So if you reach the point where you need to have FDA filed, just put a message in the export community, you know, for the starter exporters, because you've signed up. That's a member-only community, and we'll tell you the process and the cost, and we'll help you do it. You know, someone said, I already have buyers in the USA. You know, so if you have buyers in the USA, and you are currently shipping to them via DHL, this is a huge opportunity. You have the warehousing. And again, the trainings that we're going to do, we're going to show you how to find other buyers. So it is going to be something that will help you expand your base. How do I find distributors and other buyers in the USA? We're going to have people who are specialists in helping you find buyers also come and train you. We're going to show you various options where you can sell. Someone said, I want to sell in Walmart and the big US stores. Yes, everybody wants to sell in Walmart and the big US stores, but what I always tell you is that you need to start small, because selling in those stores is not easy. You know, you need to be able to meet up your inventory demand. You need, it's you know, you start thinking of selling there when you are able to consistently do like $50,000 a month in other channels before you go there. And there's a lot of things that is required to sell in Walmart. There are lots of documentations and other things they need. And we will help you with that as we go along. What other trainings do I need to succeed in export? There's going to be a lot. You're going to learn other trainings, you know, like HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control point training. You're going to learn GMP, good manufacturing practice, and we're going to have all this. We're going to have experts coming into the group at various times to offer all this training. How soon after I subscribe can I start using my warehouse? You can start using it immediately you subscribe. If you subscribe today and you have products you want to send there tomorrow, you can use it. So those are the questions I'm going to be answering today. I know a bunch of you, our staff are already there helping you out. So any questions you have, they are there to help answer it. And that is it. So again, please go to the members.exportandsell.com and you will be able to sign up there. Go members.exportandsell.com, click on the upgrade membership, and you'll be able to sign up there. So that is all for now. I think I've answered most of the questions that you guys have. I'm just going to leave this there for you people to see. This deal, again, it depends on once the warehouse space is over, it's stuff. So again, thank you guys. You guys have been an amazing audience. Thank you for being part of this webinar. And we'll see, I hope to see all of you shortly in the members area.